I took one political science class and it was kind of boring, but I feel like that's the way like real politics is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like boring policy discussion. And in a lot of ways, it's become this like shit slinging contest of like, how can I insult the other person the best?
Right.
And how are they going to insult me? I don't know. I feel like this, when you get so far right or so far left, once you start embracing like extremes, then that's when you kind of lose yourself and it becomes just this like us versus them mentality.
Yeah.
Which I just don't like. I just don't like that.
He's great at making people that criticize pronoun use look like a bunch of shit-eating cavemen. I'd love to see pronouns in every game moving forward for no other reason than spite and to watch this guy's world melt.
So just a quick recap from Az for those not in the know.
For context, 6 months ago, I did a viral rant on Starfield. The nonsense pronouns, gender ambiguity stuff, things which I called current, it's not yet 90 seconds into the video, day. My good friend Dan Vass clipped it and asked if he could put it up on social media. Might bring you a bit of heat. I agreed, and neither of us had any idea of how viral that tweet was going to go. It went insane. And I think it did because it really hit a chord. We had the far leftists who were absolutely raving mad about the fact that they had their ideology spat upon. And then we had people who, in my corner, were sick and tired of seeing this ideology crammed into everything. Video games, TV, movies, comic books, etc., etc. One tweet that was very anti what I said was this one from the Act Man. Gorilla-shaped man on the verge of crying because Starfield lets you pick pronouns at the start of the game and then is never brought up again. Somebody please shoot this guy with a bear tranquilizer. He's going to attack someone. This tweet getting a lot of traction, 3.4 million views, 52,000 upvotes. There was a lot of dogpiling because of this. Encouraging ideologues to shoot somebody. Wow. Always a good move. On the same day when somebody tried to defend me, oi, Heelvsbabyface is great, just a passionate person speaking his mind like many other creators out there. The response was, he's great at making people that criticize pronoun use look like a bunch of shit-eating cavemen. I'd love to see pronouns in every game moving forward for no other reason than spite and to watch this guy's world melt.
Now at this point each side claimed each side is nuts. Not just the two men but the woke and the anti-woke. Now I should say that Act Man did try to set up a live stream, going through an intermediary that was friends with both. Act Man said that he wanted to quash the beef and get Az's perspective, but Az declined because he felt he wasn't acting in good faith. So then Act Man suggested they talk offline in private, in which Az agreed but couldn't do it because he was sick, so he wanted to postpone. But then Act Man informed them that he was going to put out a video that was going to criticize Az's rant along with others, that also shared Az's view on Starfield, which of course pissed off Az because this was the exact opposite of wanting to hear his perspective and quash the beef. But Act Man said he worked too hard on the video not to put it out. This was enough for Az, so he called off the talk. But then recently Sweet Baby Inc. was exposed, and just recently Act Man learned of this.
The Act Man had discovered Sweet Baby Inc., the consultancy firm. So I started looking into this Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, and I cannot fathom why game studios would hire a narrative consultant group. Isn't that what lead writers are for? Why not just hire a better writing team and keep it in-house? Laughing my ass off. He then goes on to say, so they consult this firm to basically get a better social credit score with the hopes of getting more investors? I think I just swallowed my own vomit. Holy, getting some actual context, Batman. Welcome to the alt-right, I guess. I mean, that's what they call us for pointing this stuff out. Now, the Act Man responds to the Memology 101 tweet, I believe, I don't know how many, but some people were saying to his tweets, apologize to Az, Heelvsbabyface was right, some of that sort of stuff. So he says, to be honest, I don't recall hearing about Sweet Baby Inc. when all that Starfield discourse was going down. He's correct, there wasn't. I didn't do my first video on Sweet Baby Inc. until the end of October, and that was based around Alan Woke 2. So I've only learned of this company's existence in the last week or so. My offer to Az is still open if he changes his mind and wants to talk with me public or private.
Of course, Act Man tried to defend himself, since people were tweeting him and saying Az was proven right, and that Act Man should apologize. Act Man deflected and said, well, Az didn't talk about Sweet Baby Inc., and again tweeted at Az to try to set up a talk. Az again declined. Then Act Man did a very curious thing.
Look, dude, I got the DMs that expose everything you said here as a lie. I'm still willing to talk to you private or public and not go down that route, but if you continue spreading lies about me, then that's what I'm gonna do. Your call. Like I said, my DMs are open. That's weird because the Act Man and I have never DM'd each other. We've never had any direct contact with each other. All communication has been done through this mutual. So that's exactly how I responded. We never DM'd each other. All negotiation of a discussion was done through a mutual. To which he replied, it was done through a mutual, third party, because you weren't willing to reach out to me directly. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't realize that it was the responsibility of the account that was getting dogpiled, the account that was getting attacked by you, to reach out to you. No, I'm okay. Thank you very much indeed. My DMs are still open. Reach out to me now then. No, I have no interest whatsoever. So I reply, as with 6 months ago, you have nothing I need to hear. Have a nice life. So once again, little snipes here and there, sure. A little bit of smugness here and there, sure. A little bit of passive aggressiveness here and there. Absolutely sure. Like I said, I felt vindicated for what happened 6 months ago. And once more, I thought things were done. The handbags at 10 paces was over. So somebody replies to the Act Man, show the DMs then. You've backed yourself into a corner. Well, he has. It's either put up or shut up time now. Nah, man. Other way around, says the Act Man. I don't talk shit this confidently unless I got receipts. I'm giving Az a chance, and we'll see if he makes the right one or not. Personally, I'd love to post these DMs, but I'm extending the olive branch one last time. But we have no DMs together. The only DMs that he has are with the mutual. I haven't seen these DMs because the conversation between the Act Man and the mutual is private. And I respect the privacy that has been afforded by the mutual. Whereas I don't know the Act Man as a person, I do know the mutual, and I trust them implicitly. I'm absolutely convinced that what the mutual's been telling me is exactly the information that the Act Man has wanted me to receive. Do it. I'm telling him that there is nothing for me to be worried about in these DMs. I trust the mutual implicitly. I know that they would be straight down the line with the pair of us, fair and square, and wouldn't try any shenanigans. Release them, show everyone who you are. So I'm telling him if he releases these DMs, if he goes and puts them out, it's not going to look good for him, not me. Him. And out of respect for the mutual, I've got to call them up now and say that the Act Man is threatening to release their private conversation. So I call the mutual and they respond immediately when they answer by, I know why you're calling, as they say, yes, I have seen that the Act Man is threatening to release the DMs between them. The mutual also says that they've seen my tweets back and forth with him and they fully understand that I'm calling his bluff because I understand there is nothing that's in these DMs that is going to expose me as a liar. Something that the mutual confirms with me there on the phone. Not that I needed them to, because I trust them implicitly, as I've said. I've known them for a few years now, and they're really good people. So while we're talking on the phone, Act Man actually contacts the mutual. And do they ask if they can release the DMs to fight their corner? No, they tell the mutual they're going to do it. To which the mutual says they're not happy about that, but the Act Man doesn't seem to care and takes that as a signal to do so, because later that night they release a video on Twitter where they go through the DMs, revealing who the mutual is in an effort to expose me as a liar.
So at this point, you must be thinking Act Man must have some pretty strong evidence if he's gonna pull something like this. Well, I'm sorry to say he doesn't. I could put the video on, but you're welcome to watch it from Az. But I'll save you the time and say it's a nothing burger. There is no smoking gun. The DMs were just Act Man saying, please let's talk. And Az saying no cause he thinks he's full of shit. For saying you want to talk and hear his perspective in good faith. Then putting out a video that is in direct contradiction to that. Then Act Man trying to justify his actions and act like he's owed a conversation. Even though he's the one who started this. And talk smack to Az and said he deserved to be shot with a tranquilizer dart. And wanting more BS pumped into games just to own someone. I don't know what the hell he was thinking that this was some kind of own. Because it was the complete opposite. Leaking the DMs that the intermediary was Mahler. I mean, doing that is a last resort kind of thing that you should only do if it proves you were right. It didn't, and it just shows you're a dumbass. And to make matters worse, he didn't even ask Mahler for permission. He just told him he was gonna do it. It's amazing that a guy with over 1 million subs, and a creator I actually like, would pull such a stupid stunt like this. Look, everyone gets things wrong. The Sweet Baby Inc. kinda blew your whole BS narrative out of the water. And it's one thing to try to deflect and weasel your way out of admitting you're wrong. At least that's understandable. But you're gonna look like an idiot or a grifter. But to be so indignant and entitled that someone owes you a conversation is weird. Especially when you're the person who started the beef in the first place. Then burn a friend like Mahler over DMs that prove nothing. It's just insult to injury. And such a strange situation.